Hello everyone. I've got my new mic plugged up tonight. If you guys don't care, please let me know if you can hear me fairly well and how the volume sounds, please. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well on this Monday night. It's very cold here in Kentucky. We had snow this morning. A few people has sent me a few messages last week. Just want to kind of give you guys an update. Last week, I was in the hospital for the third time this year. I was hospitalized 5 days last week with what's being called chronic pneumonia. I have tested negative multiple times for COVID 19. I've never tested positive, but for the third time, actually since September, I've been hospitalized um, with what's being called chronic pneumonia. They did run some other tests um, to see if they can find out maybe if there's a autoimmune disorder or some other kind of chronic condition, COPD, anything like that. They said nothing showed up on the CAT scan or anything like that. Not to worry unless something comes back. But just give you guys an update. I had my phone at the hospital and it actually went dead, and I didn't have my charger. Some of you guys had messaged me and I wasn't able to get back with you, so I just wanted to let you know, guys, about that. Um, just want to. Can you guys hear me okay? Is this microphone working okay? It's only like the second time I've actually used it. Well, just to let you guys know that the doctor, I actually had a pulmonary specialist come in and see me, and he said, with all this, COVID-19 stuff going on, that I am not the only person that they really can't come up with a diagnosis for. And to me, that's more scary, not having a diagnosis than having one. But anyway, guys, you know, after last night watching AD, I'm just going to put it straight out there. Usually, I like to watch the chat and interact with you guys, talk back and forth. But tonight, I'm going to um, try to stay focused on my thoughts because if I start reading the comments, I'm going to get sidetracked and I'm not going to be able to say what I want to say. Uh, by the way, they did give me a pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine, which I never even knew they had. So I did take that. I feel a lot better, feeling great. I haven't smoked in 2 weeks, so things are going great, health wise anyway. So, anyways, what I want to talk about, guys, is uh, what happened last night with what the story AD told about Bella walking to her death, and the fact that Sherilyn Cadell, however you pronounce her name, pretty much says that she gave him a little nugget to put out there ahead of time to reel in his, give his subs something to talk about or before the book actually comes out. Um, so I just want to say hello to everyone because I'm going to try to disregard the chat tonight so I can talk, think about my thoughts, so I can get everything I've been thinking about. Because I didn't sleep good last night, and all day long I've thought about this. The fact that what these people will do for subs and views on YouTube is disgusting. Um, I'm sick of it. Sherilyn Cato says, and I'll be honest with you guys, we're all adults here. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. And if you don't, there's two other channels on right now that you can go watch. And it's just being straight up with you guys because what they have said and done just makes me want to barf in my own mouth. And that's just me being straight up with you guys. Um, to use this child's life as a nugget or as a appetizer ahead of this book that was supposed to be released today, but didn't get released now. And on top of that, she's supposed to be on AD's channel come the 19th. She says that she has nightmares, and if she could go back, she would not um, strike up this conversation with Chris Watts. Well, let me tell you, the reason you have nightmares, Sherilyn, is because you are twisted as he is. Okay, listen, these women that want to be with this guy, are they fucking crazy? What is their deal? He dropped his daughters in crude oil. His daughters, his flesh and blood. And see, when I report something, I don't have the little smirk and laugh like some people has when they talk about this stuff because it's not funny. He said last night that he wanted to put this information out there so the family wouldn't have to see it in mainstream media in a couple of weeks. It's not your responsibility to put this information out there. And also, the fact is, why don't you reach out to them privately instead of doing this on YouTube? And for her to say that she cries and wishes she bullshit. I think she plagiarized that first book on purpose so it would get pulled and she could write a second book and not have to, split the money, give money to the family like she had promised. Whatever the deal was she had made uh, with. I don't even want to call him a man. He's not a man. He all these and it makes me sick to my freaking stomach the way AD is all over his nuts, like, oh my god, like he's like a fangirl with him. He says he's not, but he is so pissed off because his little fan guy up there in Dodge is responding from the very beginning. He's been jealous. He had a correspondence with Kale. He wanted in on that. Everybody he has a correspondence with, 2 weeks ago, whenever this channel came out, Revelation and the Reckoning, uh, the very first time she showed the video, before anybody knew that she was going to say Shanann killed the kids, okay, AD comes on there and he's like, I've reviewed this video. I'm a part of this. I'm helping him do his 35C. He always wants to be a part of it. And it's almost like he's broken-hearted, like Chris has stabbed him in the heart or something. You know what I mean? It's disgusting to me. Um, and I'm not team KK. I'm not team AD. I'm Lone Wolf Braun Moxley. Okay, I'll say this because this is how I feel, and I've had a rough night after what I heard last night. I couldn't believe it that they take this child and just for them to say she went. That is so sad. And I'll be honest with you, if AD was here right now, I'd punch him right in the fucking balls because he's acting like a broken-hearted schoolgirl over this. For weeks Chris Watts is going to write me, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? He fucking dropped his daughters in crude oil. He is a piece of shit. And I'm surprised somebody hasn't beat him to death yet. So last night what happened, guys, if you don't know what happened, AD reports that Cato's going to be on his show on the 19th. So she wants to give him a little nugget to put out there for his subs to nibble on. So she tells him that Chris Watts tells her that he carried a deceased Cece up to the oil batteries and he made Bella walk up there to her own death. Now that's what he said last night, and uh, he had the duper's delight. He smiled. You know, he said, "I apologize to Frank and Frank Jr. I know this is not how they want to hear it. Of course, that's not how they want to hear it, jackass. They don't want to hear it from you. They don't even want to hear that at all. And it's not your place to freaking guys. I'll be honest with you. I have never been so disgusted with YouTube creators in my life than I am right now. It's just pissed me off. This little innocent child, 4 years old, for subs and views. It's unbelievable. And you know, AD has contradicted himself so many times now. I don't even know what his narrative of the story is anymore. Okay, you know, he goes back and says all these micro channels are to blame because this Chrissy girl got attacked, right? But yet, when the guy's attacking her, he says this is a message for Dylan. That doesn't even make sense. It's like 1 and 1 doesn't add up to 3. It does not make sense. And I'll tell you this, guys, if she does really suffer and cry at night and have these nightmares, she brought it on herself. She deserves it. Anybody that would write to that monster and want anything to do with helping him in any way is a sick person in my mind. I don't get it. I just don't. Um, I couldn't even sleep last night after he almost acted like he was the victim in the fact that he had to basically uh, report that news is like the energy I got from it. I don't know about you guys. Who's seen it? Who didn't see it? Like I said, I usually try to watch the chat and interact with you guys, but I'm trying to stay focused on what I want to say because I've thought about this all day. I really have. Now he's on there saying that this KK woman, Revelation and the Reckoning, is now banned from Dodge because she has started a business with CW where she charges people $20 Patreon and asks Chris Watts questions and then he answers them on YouTube. Who gives a shit what he thinks? I don't. Do you guys really? I really don't. I care less. Anybody and these women that think, oh my God, I'm going to change him. He's the man for me. He's good looking. He dropped his $2 in crude oil after he killed them. Enough said. If you want anything to do with him after that, I don't know. So now that I've kind of said what I wanted to say, let me get my glasses on so I can read a few comments. And maybe we can have a little chat back and forth. It's bad when you get older, you get blinder. Uh, I think I told you guys earlier, but I actually haven't smoked in a couple of weeks now. So, hello, Ange. How are you? Um, hello, Wayne. It's nice to see you too. So anyway, I'm just. It's almost like they're fighting over the love of Chris Watts. Like KK and AD are fighting back and forth over this guy. There's more than enough of him to go around there. Everybody, in my opinion, there's too much of him to go around. Um, I'm just, I don't know. Yeah, Katie, I went cold turkey because when I was admitted to the hospital, they asked me if I wanted a nicotine patch, and I was like, well, what is the really a use to do the nicotine patch when I've had it out of my system for several days. So it's disgusting, Don Break. It's terrible. Um, it's like they're on his nuts, and it's just it's it's disgusting to me. He said that he he had to report that last night, and no, he didn't. He didn't have to. Nothing that had to be said. I'm just, I don't know, guys. Yeah, you're right, Angie. Anything for a dollar. Thank you, Casey. Good to see you too. It really, it really needs to, you know, if the shoe was on the other foot, and this was 80s grandchild, child, what have you, and someone was constantly doing this on YouTube, and he was begging them to stop. Why wouldn't he stop? Yeah. No, Case Malls, I didn't see that. Everybody wants a new trial after they get in jail or prison for a while. But anyway, guys, to go back, AD talked for weeks. Oh yeah, Chris Watts is gonna write to me. He's gonna write me a letter, and he was just so excited over it. Oh my God, Chris Watts is gonna write me a letter. Um, and then the letter didn't come, and then finally the letter did come. It's almost like Chris Watts is playing all these people against each other. Maybe like this was the way he was the whole time, and he just had this mask on to the whole world, and he was just somebody that, looking back on it now, for instance, the way Shanann and his mom never could get along. Did he always pit them against each other? I've thought about that. So it's I don't know. Yeah, trying to go back and read some of your guys' comments now, and you know, uh, and you can tell that what he's really upset about is the fact that this other lady is making money on YouTube over this story. Um, in my opinion, because he keeps saying I don't get paid on YouTube, and she's breaking YouTube rules by having a inmate in a prison charge $20 Patreon to answer questions. Um, just because he doesn't get paid on YouTube, he gets paid on Patreon. That so be it. It's the way it works. That's why people are on YouTube get paid. But Jesus, use a story like they used last night. I can't get over. Maybe I am, making more out of it than I should. But I was, I couldn't sleep last night. To think that he reported that, did his little giggle and chuckle and whatever the hell else he does when information comes up. Um, and he says nobody died at the house, but now last night Cece was already deceased. Shanann was already deceased. Um, I don't understand what's the narrative now. When did these people die? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I, just the way he came off and said that last night was like he enjoyed it. In my opinion, he enjoyed reporting that. Um, I heard that he has like two strikes, and his next one he'll be gone from YouTube. And a lot of people think maybe last night was the straw that broke the camel's back. Just to use an analogy. Um, and I don't watch this other lady's channel. I don't. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I've seen it. I'm not going to sit there and say I don't watch these channels when I do. That's the whole reason I'm on YouTube, to watch content. Um, but I don't watch her channel regularly. I don't believe her narrative. I don't believe what she's saying, and that's my uh, opinion to be able to have. Um, I believe it is Dawn. I'm pretty sure it is. Um, and now they're saying tonight, just so you guys know, just to keep you up to date on the story, on this other lady's channel, this Kim, KK, whatever her name is, that Chris Watts didn't even tell Sherilyn Cadle the story that Bella walked to her own death, that this was actually another woman's dream. Like she had a dream at night that this happened, and now Sherilyn is using this lady's dream as it was told to her by Chris Watts. So it's just it's so confusing, and oh, I know. And when he first come on, he jumped all over everybody. He's like, "You guys haven't even heard what I'm going to say yet, and you're all doing this to me and doing that to me, blah blah blah." Um, and then these people just start kissing his ass, and I'm like, "Jesus, man, you treat your subs like shit, and they just stick around." I don't get it, man. I don't. I'm just disgusted today, guys. I'm sorry. I hope I don't bring you guys down and put you in a bad mood if you've had a good day, but I don't know, man. For subs and views, fuck, man, shit. And you can just tell he's so jealous. He is so jealous. Is all it boils down to being. Oh, and somebody had actually been paying AD accidentally 150 per month. I didn't know that. So and I see people say, well, the family should stay off social media. I don't think anybody should be told to stay off social media. But I think just for their own sanity, it would probably be a good idea to stay away from all these crazy people. And then him and all of his subs, they talk about Frankie Jr. and saying that he's this and he's that and he's crazy and maybe self medicating. Who the hell wouldn't be self medicating after what they've been through? And I'm not saying they are. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they are. But if they were, Would you blame them? No, I wouldn't. Hell, I self-medicated for years. Thank God I don't do that anymore. I just wish that it would stop for the family's sake. And then AD sits back and calls KK a one-trick ponies. After CW's gone, what are you going to have to do? AD, if you didn't have the Watts, what are you going to do? I like that zombie doll. That made me chuckle out loud. Uh, zombie doll says AD equals absent dick. That's just that just kind of caught me off guard, and I'm sorry about that. Pretty funny. Um, I just wish this family could have some peace. And that's what BMAX says. I wish they would sue his backside. I think one of the reasons he can get away with so much of this is actually what someone on his channel said the other night is the fact that he's in another country. I know there's avenues you can take to get to these people, but you have to take more avenues than usual to get to these people when they're in other countries. It would seem to me like just my opinion on that. Um, he so desperately wants to work with Chris Watts. He's like a broken-hearted schoolgirl that he's fell head over heels in love. He thought they were going to be together. She was going to write him this big long love story. And I know this sounds stupid, but if you think about this, guys, this is the truth. He, I'm going to get a letter from Chris Watts. Does that make you fucking special? Who gives a shit? After what he did to his daughters, who wants a fucking letter from Chris Watts? I don't get it. Why are all these people so fascinated to talk to a guy that done this to his own children, his own flesh and blood? It's a sicko. Oh, Zombie Doll, I agree 100%. So, he's talking about, I'm going to get this letter. I'm going to get this letter, guys. And then the letter don't come, and finally it does. And he doesn't give him his blessing. I thought that was just so weird. I don't give AD my blessing. Are you a priest? Let me tell you this, guys. I've been in church in my life, and I've been a sinner in my life. And I'm probably in a place right now that I'm better off than I've ever been in my life because I don't go to church, but yet I still believe. So I'll tell you this, guys. If you honestly find Jesus Christ as your Savior, and you're wanting to live for all the right reasons and be a person who can spread the gospel of Jesus, the first thing you're going to do is start telling the damn truth, okay? Just cut the shit and get straight to the nitty gritty of this. This guy's not come to Jesus. And people say, oh, well, that's judging him. You can judge it. Like if somebody tells me they're an apple tree and they don't produce apples, that's a pretty good indication to me that they're not really an apple tree, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so if this guy says he's working for Jesus, but he's not producing any fruits of the labor, and all there is more lies and more confusion and more chaos, he's not, guys. And then that's not judging anybody. That's using their own record of things they're doing to form your own decision on whether they're truthful about what they're saying. It is what it is. Says it's called the long arm doctrine, which allows you to sue a foreign entity or person. Somebody was saying earlier, and I don't know about this because I haven't really checked into it a whole lot, but Um, Somebody said that you can't slander a deceased person. Is that right, or does anyone? Do any of you guys know that? That's something I wrote down that I want to check into because I don't see why you couldn't slander a deceased person. It actually would probably be easier to slander a deceased person because they're not here to defend themselves. Oh, you got that right, Firefly. Evil. Um, yes, he would not be doing these mind games. He would first he would come clean and tell the absolute truth. Um, he would clear anybody's name that, and it would be regardless of what the consequences would be. Uh, you know, I used to have a preacher that told me, listen to this, says, guys, this is good. 99 and a half won't get you in. Does that make sense? If you're going to go in, you have to be 100 or nothing, because 99 and a half won't get you there. And he's not even 99 and a half. These playing people, and I honestly believe that he is playing these people against each other, and he's having fun doing it. It takes me back to what I said earlier. Did he always, have Shanann and his mom pitted against each other? Was he the person that always, caused the strife between those two to have them, like two bulldogs going at each other? Give me just a second. I don't know what happened to my TV. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to get something back up on my TV because I'm trying to watch it as I do this live at the same time. I know that sounds okay. So apparently his live is over. No, that's a 9 millimeter case, Moss. I didn't realize that was out and open like that. Let me put my hat over that. Don't want to get in trouble for that. Glad you pointed that out. I didn't realize it was out and open like that. It's the Glock, the 43X. All right, guys. Well, it's been a long day. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm going to try to get some rest. If you guys wasn't here at the first, I was, telling a lot of you guys. Actually, spent another week in the hospital last week with what's being called chronic pneumonia. Um, I've tested negative for COVID probably 20 times now. Um, they say my labs, my CAT scan, my X-ray, everything is saying I have COVID except my lab test. So each time I've tested negative, and what's scary is, they said in this time, what we're going through with this pandemic and everything, is that I'm not the only patient they've seen that they actually can't diagnose. They did run some extensive tests. They said that they'll have the results back in about 10 to 20 days. I'm supposed to follow up with a pulmonologist and find out if there's any like autoimmune disease, anything like that going on. Hopefully not. Here's the thing, guys. I'm 44 years old and I smoked for 30 years. I smoked since I was 13 years old. That's a long time to smoke to be 44 years old. Um, the nurses and doctors at the hospital told me, they said, every time you want that cigarette, think about how you laid in that hospital bed and absolutely cannot breathe. And that has helped me a lot to be honest with you guys. And I haven't even took a puff off a cigarette, not even a light, and quit hit and put it back out. So, and I think it's been 9 days now. Thank you, JD. I appreciate that. I actually feel 100 times better than I felt last week. So hopefully I'm on the right path to get well. Um, the doctor did say that I might not have had pneumonia 3 times. I could have just not completely kicked the first pneumonia I had. It could have, like, um, the antibiotics and stuff could have suppressed it. And then once they wore off, the pneumonia came back on me. Um, who knows? Hopefully, I'll have some answers. It's scary not knowing, that's for sure. Um, but the main reason I wanted to come on today, guys, was I couldn't believe what I heard last night. Like the title of this video. No, there's no words. There's no words. Yeah, Julie, they checked me for COPD, cancer, tumors. Pretty much, they ruled everything out that they could quickly. They did say, the autoimmune stuff takes several days for the tests to come back on, things like that. So they are working on that kind of stuff. Hopefully everything's okay. Like I said, I feel 1,000 times better than I felt last week. Um, and the weird thing is it comes on me and it leaves. It comes and goes as quickly. It leaves as quickly as it comes on me. For instance, I'll get sick. I'll be down for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll be back up and fine. Well, hopefully I've completely given up the cigarettes. I don't want to say I have, because every time I've said I've quit smoking, I've ended up smoking again. So just for now, I'm not smoking. I'll just say that. How's that sound? It's a good way to put it, I think. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for letting me vent a little bit. Uh, comment on the video and let me know what you guys think later. I'll get up tomorrow morning and read them and see what you guys think about all this crazy shit. That the fact that they're competing for the affection of this guy, that I just don't get it, guys. I really don't. And I know I keep saying that, but what else can I say? I don't. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I think I've got my internet problem fixed, because I've been on my laptop all this time, and I don't even think it's went out once. So if I've got my internet problem fixed, I'm going to try to hopefully start coming on at least every other day, hopefully. So I guess we'll see. Was there any buffering or anything, guys, that you guys seen tonight or anything? Thank you, guys. Appreciate all you guys. Well wishes and prayers and things like that. Yeah, Sandy Blue, that really doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah, that the CAT scan with the contrast, that is really a weird feeling. It makes you feel like you're peeing all over yourself. I know that's crazy to sound, but it really does. All right, good. Well, hopefully my internet problem's fixed. I'll try to come on tomorrow night. Hopefully I won't be so tired tomorrow night. Like I said, I didn't get much sleep last night, guys. I don't know if it did things like this happen to you like this, but when I start thinking about things like what I heard last night, oh God, I don't know if it's, I couldn't hurt one hair on my daughter's head. And knowing what he did to his own children just disgusts me. The fact that people vie for his attention, it's just gross. Ugh, makes me want to throw up in my own mouth. Oh yeah, I agree, Sandy. But anyway, guys, you have a great night. Thank you for joining me. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night. And please leave a comment on the video and let me know what you guys think about these sick fucks on YouTube. Have a good night, guys. Take care.